Yes, now start the
Okay. Guys, can you hear Yusuf? Yusuf, just say check 1, 2.
Yeah,
Okay. So Yusuf.
yeah, now hearing you.
Okay, Yusuf, please tell everyone here the story of what happened to you in the United Kingdom with your children.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. The God blessing to all of you, more wealthy, healthy, peace. Because you are all real hero. Because you voice to innocent children. So I'm very, very thankful to you, all of you. Okay, I tell my children's story. Thank you for inviting in this wonderful meeting. My name is Mohammed Yusuf, father of children who kidnapped by the EU of UK Social Service. Children selected by the racist social worker without court notice. My children screaming soiled themselves as terror. One children's mother was a 6-month pregnant lady, but social no mercy, simple unborn baby and pregnant lady. So after that, the 6-month analyzed the case. 8 January 2016, the family court judge Blanket says that unnecessarily removing children in my hand and immediately children returned to father. Social worker issued the order and
Sorry, I think Yusuf is having some. Yusuf, I think your Wi-Fi connection has got a little weak. I'm going to I'm going to try calling you back. So, just to let you know that you can see just by the, how difficult it would be for Yusuf to convince any British social worker that he's a good father because he's not able to communicate. Problem number 1. Okay. Problem number 2 is that, what most of these families, even from India that get targeted, they don't come from a very sort of cosmopolitan background where they know how to present them. They've never been in a legal process. It's not part of their universe. And in India, we don't have these wonderful systems, right? So people who are better off, or people who are in politics or in government, all that they can do if somebody comes to them is to at least give them an ear. And so as Indians, you're quite used to people just coming to you all the time, asking you for help. Like, we have domestic staff in our house. It's very common for them to say that, my child is not well, or I need to undergo an operation. Can you give us, help us financially with it? Or you go, you need to, suppose you need to get a ration card. Okay. So, I mean, like the government in India will give you a car, what's called a ration card that entitles you to free or very highly subsidized, rice and, other essential commodities. Okay. And so you may go, your forms are not filled out correctly. You may not even be eligible, say that you're not eligible. But then, you'll keep going, you'll hang around, you'll keep whining and saying, please, please. And, eventually, like, either you'll be told after, several visits, it's just not happening, or some accommodation will be made. Okay. So, this is not a very formal process. It's informal. And so when Indian immigrants go abroad and they approach the system, they behave in the same way. And I've seen that, the system responds very negatively. For instance, I introduced Yusuf to a solicitor in England. And, it was the same thing. I mean, I'm not going to go, we did go to court, but nothing happened and all of that. But Yusuf would then sort of write to him occasionally saying, please help me, sir. And that solicitor then, sent very annoyed messages to me saying, Suranya, what is this? He keeps writing to me. And, that's when I realized how, I suppose an Englishman responds to this kind of thing, because, Yusuf was not trying to intimidate him or harass him or anything. That's just his way. Whenever he sees someone who's in a better position than him, he just keeps appealing to them in the hope that something will happen, right? And so after that, I started advising, parents that come to me. Even though I studied abroad and have many friends in Western countries, there are even some things that I don't realize, right? So then I started telling them that, you can't just go and sit there and start whining, because whereas in India, you could perhaps melt someone's heart, over there it's really seen as an infraction, and that's it's not done. Okay, so yeah, okay, now Yusuf is back on.
So-called social worker, but they are act for worse than anti-social worker for money. They are making unimaginable fabricated report to the family court, just like a broker of social care. Mr. Joe re-volunteering community party every week protest with me in the street for release my children. UK racist social service steal children tell the world my 2 children are among the 8,000 kids removed from the parent in Britain. Immigrant families are widely targeted by racist social service. Our has been ripped apart by the Birmingham City Council UK. My children put in criminal record foster care and is doing this for money, and also no allowed to mother language of Tamil, and also no sent to madrasa and Tamil. So then I'm asking to the council, why don't send to madrasa? No, why don't teach them my mother tongue of just simply no, okay. I am teaching Tamil Quran, but the race is not allowed. That is cultural and linguistic genocide by the Birmingham City Council in my 2 children. Spread the world, UK social service, steal the children. The UK journalist Mr. Christopher Booker has said that they horribly corrupted the UK system to chase children from their loving parents without good reason. And these children are internally unhappy and frequently abused, hundreds of million money. And one of the MPs, the UK Family Court, extremely abused human rights. The UK House of Commons Committee, Human Rights, they tell children should not be separate from the mother. The conclusion in the report follow a landmark case in the European Court of Human Rights, which found that a forced non-collaboration and also violated a child at the right to life. Who is the chair of the Human Rights Committee said political comment that even mother should not be separate of the children because the separation of lifelong family life set out Article 8 of the Human Rights Convention of the Human Rights state that everyone has a right to respect for his private and family life, his home and his correspondence. It is the right that they violated when a child lose their mother, and that there are better ways of addressing a welfare problem than outright separation. Academic research has shown that children who experience in foster care as a child or mother likely than their peers to further problem they have on increased likelihood a criminal funding mental problem like alcohol. So everything separate the children from the mom, but only paper, no any law, and don't simply to children and mother pregnant lady. It is matter concern well-being of two innocent children. Education assessment plan, NHS health assessment, so that they are very unhappy and isolated and fostered, and also showing worse education and emotional performance since taken into foster by children. It will resist them at least to be able to will be birth parent contact in my case, but not allowed, still 9 years not allowed the Birmingham City Council. So in the world, any prisoner, that means is it's murder. So many prisoner in the jail allowed to talk to parents, relative, everybody. But my innocent children, 9 years, not allowed to parents, even in the telephone. It is how you will act. So Family Court Judge Ewan Gordon and the High Court Mr. Justice G. Khan and Royal Court of Justice Lady Justice Black have recorded that we love our children and have where no bonding issue. However, if foster career have criminal record, but I am a father and a children mother, no any criminal record. So 20th May 2002, the Tucker has judgment that state clearly and what is required from the parent for contact with the children to be permitted. And then I and my wife, 1,000 requests to social worker, but they still not allowed to contact the mother, father, and the sibling, and the grandmother. We love our children more than our life. I request in the wonderful meeting, someone forward my children matter make a cinema. It is really helpful to parent for children safe from evil, because really I do not know the family court, because I believe that justice, but the family court is not the justice, and only is here agent of social worker. Whatever one social worker that give the orders. Then save my third daughter, save from the evil. Well, now my third daughter very happily living with mother in Singapore. That means my loving wife. So many documents, so many. It's a 9 years story, but I know the value of your time because I'm so shortly telling to you. So Mrs. Sarkania here is explained to everything. Thank you for giving the good opportunity, and pray for my children quickly return to mother. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Yusuf. I'm very glad that you were able to speak. In Yusuf's case, the allegation was that after he lost his job, he kept insisting for a stipend from the local authority, as well as for school meals for his children, the school lunch. And the local authority first said that, they weren't entitled because they were illegal immigrants. But in the end, they had to concede. And a stipend of 40 pounds per family member per week was awarded, and the school lunches were given. But then they vindictively started a child welfare inquiry into the kids. And he had a son and a daughter, and the daughter was in kindergarten or something, and they took her off for a full body check. And Yusuf said that that's abuse. And I don't think that there's anything wrong. He said that if you're going to be inspecting her genitalia and all that, sexual abuse. And when he did that, they turned around and accused him of not cooperating with social workers and making false allegations. And on this basis, they got an order. They had to go twice to court. They went once, and the judge just said that Birmingham City Council is taking away too many children for no good reason, and that the children should immediately be returned. They went forum shopping, got a stay order, and then they came back with the equivalent of a warrant. They banged the door, dragged the two children out. At this point, I think the children were like 7 years old and 3.5 or something. And the wife was 7 months pregnant with their third child in front of a pregnant mother. They dragged these children kicking and screaming out. And and then the social workers reports, it's all there written. It's like the Nazis kept reports. They say that the children looked a little disoriented and morose in the car, and then the social worker says, I could smell something bad coming from them. And I imagine that they'd soiled themselves. I mean, can you imagine? And then...
Can I say something?
Yes, please.
Yes, going back to that, I made a comment. My name is Alexa, I'm from the United States, and Nazi tactics. A lot of the child welfare is actually modeled after the Nazi system, to where the Nazis actually terrorized and they, tried to get rid of people who were, quote, undesirable in their eyes. So it's the same thing they're doing here, I believe, in the US and in other places. They believe that people who are poor, who do not live to the certain standards that the West probably undesirable in their eyes. So they do these things where they go after people instead of helping. They try to go after them and take the kids because it makes them money. It gives people money. They make money off of these events. The lawyers do, the judges do, the courts, everybody. So instead of helping, they see that as a way of making money, which is really perverse. And that is genocide, and that is a human rights violation. But I have done a lot of research. They also put me in jail when I was having issues because I had 4 young children. They put me in jail and started this whole process to take my kids away. I'm a Hispanic and I'm not from the US, I'm from Mexico, but I just want to let everyone know that it's all because they look at people who are poor or who are not in their eyes the same equivalent. They see them as undesirable, which is a terminology that the Nazis used. They thought that people in Germany were undesirable. If they were targeted, and a lot of times they were murdered. So I just wanted to say that, and that's why they do a lot of these things.
Thank you very much.